that stretch from, let's say, the middle of '03 through the first few weeks of the 2006 season. They started 3-0 in '06, and then things kind of got ugly during that year. But, I'm sure there are folks listening right now who might be too young to really remember what it was like for the Bengals to be good for the first time in 14, 15 years, make the playoffs for the first time in 15 years. There was nothing like it. And the 2021 team was a blast. Also kind of came from nowhere that season. And I'm not even sure that team during the season itself elicited the sort of fervor that dominated this city in 2005 in particular. And so it's always been my favorite all-time Bengals team. Obviously not the most successful. Not the team of my youth. That would be '88. Not the team that I've for lack of a better way of putting it, gave me a huge professional jolt in 2021. That obviously was awesome. But that 2005 team, when you've gone 15 years basically watching your team be totally irrelevant, and then it suddenly isn't just good, but has all these personalities. There's nothing like it. There was nothing like that '05 team. And I think it goes without saying, even understanding how a lot of folks think about Carson Palmer, the main particulars that year are known by their first name, Chad, or their nickname, Ocho, TJ, Carson, and Rudi. And Rudi Johnson, man, I talked about this before and mentioned it on social media. That offense in '04 and really '05, it gets talked about because of the passing exploits of Carson Palmer and Chad Johnson and how good they were in the air. But, man, Rudi Johnson was a huge part of that offense. And before they took off throwing the football, when Rudi Johnson took over for Corey Dillon in 2003, he was their offense. Again, like my favorite all-time Rudi game, he carries the ball 43 times for 182. That workload it's not only unheard of now, quite frankly, in 2003, it wasn't that common. And I remember that day. I remember the Rudi chants. And so I believe, and, we're talking about mostly pretty young men right now. I believe that everybody from that team, and if I'm wrong about this, my apologies, I think he's the first from that group that we've lost. And so to read about that this morning, it's certainly totally unexpected. I will leave it up to you to go find out what exactly happened with Rudi, because I don't want to be irresponsible. I just that guy was beloved in this town, is beloved in this town, and that team was fun and special, and I think about that time frequently. And when I do, I always think about Rudi Johnson. So, unfortunately, that would be your Bengals news today, and it's the saddest news you could possibly talk about. Rudi passing away at the age of 45 years old. Somebody asked me today, should he be in the Bengals Ring of Honor? And my take on the Ring of Honor is put as many dudes in as possible. Like, what is the harm? I'd put Rudi Johnson in the Ring of Honor. And it kills me that if they ever do, he won't be here for it.